I'm going to, I'll throw us up on Facebook if as long as Zoom cooperates.
Okay.
Which I think it will.
My wife sent you a friend request because she wanted to make sure she saw it. I said, well, if he gets back to you, fine. If not, you can always watch it later.
Oh, we're friends now. I saw that. Yeah, we are. We're buddies now.
Buddies. All right.
Ooh, so I will tell you, I'm putting up right now, I'm putting the title up. And then I'll give you the number of suggestions we have, and then you just pick a number.
Okay.
And from that we go.
Okay.
Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 10 suggestions.
Ooh,
so you can pick a number between 1 and 10.
Well, I'll look at it this way. Since Vegas is kind of shut down, I'll take 7 because it's a lucky 7, right?
That's really great. Our suggestion comes from, a friend, my friend, you haven't met her yet, but Nathalie, the suggestion is profound. Profound. Oh, that was a good meal.
I can't believe we ate that much food.
I mean, when I'm like, let's go have Chinese food, you're like, that's exactly what I'm looking for. We just went. I'm not going to apologize.
No,
I'm not going to apologize. I'm feeling like I've earned this. Had a rough year. I've earned this. It's a treat.
It is. Well, the owner got a little offended because it was a buffet. It was all you can eat buffet, and we ate all we could eat and more.
Right. I mean, if you don't want people to eat all they can, then you shouldn't have a buffet. You should say, maybe there's a 3-plate rule if that's what it is. But like, don't get mad at me for eating this wonderful, delicious food.
You remember that time back in college where we went to the Chinese restaurant and they actually threw us out because we just kept going back and back and back. I mean, you can't get enough egg rolls and sweet and sour pork. I mean, and the rice. Whoa.
It was so good and so cheap. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's so cheap.
Oh, hey, you want one of these fortune cookies?
Absolutely.
Here, man.
I love fortune cookies.
Here, take a fortune cookie.
Thanks, man.
All right, I'm gonna just.
Now, you remember, there's a different way to play the fortune cookie game.
Oh, what's that?
After you read your fortune, you add at the end while in bed.
Let's do that. You go first.
Your life will be spontaneous while in bed. Your turn, dude.
Here's mine. Ready?
Yeah.
Art and love are the same thing. It's the process of seeing yourself in things that are not you while in bed.
I love that game. I love playing it.
Do another one. Here, do another one. Yeah.
Laughter is the best medicine while in bed. Mine's my ex-wife.
So true. It's so true.
Okay, you go again.
All right, wait. Ready? Here we go. Till this moment, you never knew yourself while in bed. I mean, these make it better.
Yeah. Oh, we need to start that craze again.
Oh wait, there are two more. Here.
This is like the never-ending fortune cookies.
I know. Again, all you can eat, right?
That's right. That's right. Okay. Right, someday you'll enjoy your life while in bed.
All right. Here's mine. Here's mine. It's the splendid thing about falling apart silently is that you can start over as many times as you'd like while in bed. Ah,
Oh man,
Paulie, it's such a good time with you. I mean, you're like my fortune cookie. Like every time I see you, I'm like, I learned something more about myself than I did before.
I know Dave, man. We go back a long way. We've had some
Oh,
good times over the years, and every time we get together, we laugh.
oh,
We might drink, but we
right.
learn, and we remember.
We remember. I mean, yeah,
We-
we might drink, we laugh, we certainly eat. I mean, it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
a feast.
You know, we should next time we go out,
Yeah.
we should go to one of those high-end steak joints and
Oh,
get the biggest one of those tomahawk ribeyes.
oh,
Big baked potatoes, salad, appetizers. And I don't know how we can stay so thin because we eat so much.
well, I mean, I have two ways I could say thin. One is it's just inherent in my DNA.
Yeah.
You know, my mom's dad was thin, and that's what you go by. Is go by your mom's father. And so my mom's
Yeah.
dad was thin, like didn't exercise a day in his life, but maintained being thin. The other is I make time every day to do some sort of exercise. I set a timer on my phone, and then every 10 minutes it goes off and it tells me to stand up. So even if I don't do anything, the fact that it just has me stand up, just that alone keeps me thin. You know,
Yeah.
and I don't know if this is going to last forever, but all I know is it's lasting right now.
Yeah.
I'm getting
Yeah.
hungry again.
I know, man. It's so good. Yeah, I found that if I walk
Yeah.
at least an hour after I eat,
Yeah,
and it's, I mean, I talk like taking a walk, not like taking a walk from the kitchen to the couch.
yeah. Of course.
No,
You-
but it's a long walk, right?
A huge
Uh,
one. You got a long hallway,
and
man.
I know I like to take a long walk to try to help digest all of that scrumptious food.
And it clears your mind, you know? Like it really, when I'm on a walk, it's like my way of meditating and really like centering myself.
Yeah,
So that when I'm walking, I'm really just trying to stay as in the moment as possible. And that's something that, you know, is very hard for us to do because either we're regretting the past or we're fearing the future or we're some combination of those two and we're never
right,
present. And you know what they
right.
say, like it's called the present because it's a gift.
It is. You know, that's a very good point. And I think back over the years, the times that we've been together, I think we've been very present. You know, obviously we're very present when we're eating. We're not thinking anything else other than what we're consuming right then and there.
Yeah.
When we went to Mount Rushmore,
Yeah. Yeah.
remember that road trip, and it was just looking and just not thinking about anything else, just that moment.
Can
It's
I,
hard.
can I tell you something about that trip?
Sure.
Well, first off, when I saw Mount Rushmore, I thought a lot smaller than I thought it
Yeah.
was. I had
Yeah.
imagined it being this big thing, and when I really like got in front of it, it was a lot smaller. And to me, that set off an alarm in my head of when I think that things are insurmountable in my life, and when I think things are going to be real difficult, it's not as big as I make it out to be. Like that was an epiphany when I stood there. I was like, this is just like my life. Everything I think is huge turns out not to be as big as I think it is.
Why are you telling me this now? Because I never thought about it like that. I always looked at it as, oh my God, it's this huge sculpture of art.
Yeah. And then if you,
But
I mean, and maybe that's how you look at it. Maybe you see it as like there is art in everything. Like you said, it's a sculpture of art. That's interesting because I just looked at it like, oh, it's not as big as I thought. I have these images in my brain of it being big. You look at it like art, and that's, you know, you've always been the person to look at everything as far as beauty and art. You see art in
yeah,
everything.
yeah, I guess that might be one of my limited superpowers that I have is, you know, like that painting behind you.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean that is so profound. So the colors, and it's it speaks to me of something of, it looks like it's confusion,
Yeah.
but it's much bigger than that. It's like these coming together, joining together into one whole piece of art. Can you see it?
Yeah, I see it. It's like controlled chaos.
Yeah. Yeah. Thinking about it, yeah, controlled chaos. Man, that's like life.
Yeah. Life is controlled chaos.
Especially now.
Oh my goodness, the times we're living in right now, the fact that it's winter and the fact that it's snowing, I mean, you can't control that. Like you
No.
just have to let it be. And there's chaos all around us. And there, to me, you know this, there's some force, and I'm not going to say it's God, but there is some force to
Okay.
me, whether it's energy or nature, that kind of keeps that chaos in and doesn't allow it to spin off.
Right. And you said something very profound. And you said something about we can't control it. We can't control weather, but how many times have we gotten upset? We can't get upset because it's snowing, but we get upset.
Yeah. It's not
We
our
can't
job to
control
get
that.
upset. It's not our
No,
job to get upset.
accept it. So
Just
maybe you don't like to go playing in the snow.
You just called it. Don't get upset. Accept.
Right. Don't get upset. Accept. Bingo. But why don't we do that?
Because we're complex human beings and we just want to
Eh,
control everything. And we think
right.
we can control it and we just can't. It's like a river. You got to sit in it and just enjoy the view, man.
That's true. That's true. What's that thing that I took this improv class once? Improvise the scene that you're in, not the one you want it to be. That goes to control, right? That I still remember that class, and that goes through my head every now and then.
Wow. That's unbelievable. You know what?
What?
I know you've been talking about for a while. I think today's the day I decide I'm going to take an improv class based on what you just said.
I think we. I think we should. I think we should.
Oh,
I can come with you, right? Can I come with you, take the class? Because it's
I
been
mean,
forever since I took the class.
I don't know. I don't think it's shut off to anybody. I think you could take a class. Yeah, it'd be more fun if you took it with me.
Yeah. Um, well, I don't. Well, we're in Chicago.
They're all over.
There's got to be a place in Chicago, right?
Yeah, Second City is the place I've heard a lot about. I don't know. I'll go
Yeah,
there.
I've heard about that place too. Maybe we should check that out. Maybe tomorrow. Just go up and find out when they're doing classes.
You know what else we should check out?
What?
This buffet. Let's stick around. Let's have another round.
Let's have another round. Let's go. I'm going to double up on the fried rice this time.
Dean, what's up?
What's up? That was the quickest 10 minutes of my life.
Oh, when you just don't work, it goes by fast.
Oh man, that was fun.
Wasn't that
That
fun?
was fun. That was fun.
And that suggestion, man, what a great suggestion. Profound.
I know, and it stopped me at first, and I went, okay, just go with it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
go with it. Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be what it's going to be.
Right.
You discovered along the way.
Yeah.
And to me, I go profound. I think of those like fortune cookies, which always have like, I've read a couple where I'm like, oh, this is pretty accurate. So I always think, and I just think they're fun to read.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I was trying to think of like the most profound things I could.
I was just trying to think of something.
Yes. Well, the great thing is if you thought of anything, it could have been like it didn't matter what it was, it
Right.
would have been profound.
And then you add while in bed, which always makes it a lot funnier.
So funny. While in bed.
While in bed.
You are a huge proponent of improv, my friend. You're also the accidental accountant.
Yes.
which is
I
like
am.
the greatest title ever. And you've been doing a lot of like, presentations and speaking, and you go and speak in front of a large groups of people, and you
Yep.
do like improv terminology, and you use improv exercises
Yeah.
to help people become more like agile and better communicators in business. It's fantastic.
I love it. And the crazy thing is my audience primarily are financial professionals or CPAs and accountants. And I always get, I'm not funny.
Yes.
I know that, but that's not why I'm here. I'm not here to try to make you funny. You can only be funny.
Yeah.
And then once I get to the point that they realize this isn't about making jokes and it's more about leadership techniques and life techniques,
Yeah.
the light goes on.
I mean, it's great. Isn't it great to see that in people where they're like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're doing a fair share of corporate work as well.
Yeah, when I first started, I didn't think it would be this, like I was just taking classes to have fun, but then it's like you started to see that, there was a change in people, and they would tell you, they would come into class and be like, oh, I'm taking this because Leo Burnett is an ad agency I work for and they're paying for me to take classes. Or somebody's like, I want to be a better public speaker, or I heard about improv and it would help me be more outgoing. And then you started seeing people who it really changed their lives, and they're like, I'm more present, I'm more better listener. I remember a student of mine said I play with my grandkids better now. I had somebody who said, yeah, my father has Alzheimer's, and it's taught me to, like you said in the scene, improvise his scene, not try to do my scene, but play his scene instead of my own. And so to me, that's the joy of it, is like, oh, wow, this changes people's lives. And if they use it to go on stage and entertain people, that's great. But at this point, like, I don't think I've ever been in it for that reason, to be like, let me help you be like more entertaining. I've been in it for like, this will help change your life in the greatest ways.
Well, it changed mine 20 some odd years ago when I took my first improv class. And this is back when it was Second City, Cleveland.
Oh, yeah.
Which lasted for like an hour or something like that. It was a short period of time. But one cast member was coming down to Columbus and doing a workshop on Mondays. And after my second class, I fell in love.
Yeah.
And, but I will be transparent. I need to do a better job with maybe family sometimes. Because I can get right out of that improviser's mindset, and especially with kids and stuff. But you just remind me of something. There was a NPR. I forgot which one it was, but they were talking about Alzheimer's and how this couple, the couple's mother, she was having a hard time, trying to put the scene that she wanted to be in.
Yeah.
But they were both actors, and he was doing her scene, and how much it really changed her, which reminds me, my mom doesn't have Alzheimer's, but I need to do more of that with her, being her scene versus mine, because I get my own way sometimes about that.
Well, that's the hardest thing, man. You got to practice what you preach. And I found
that's right.
Struggle the whole time is like, wait a minute, what would I tell somebody to do? Then I got to adopt that. It's so much easier to tell people what to do than it is to do it yourself, especially when your ego is in the way and you're like, you want to be right and you want to like hold grudges and all that stuff. So it's very, very difficult. But once you can just remind yourself, okay, what is it I say I want people to do? What is it I want to believe in, and that I think makes people better? Well, then I have to do that as well. So I have to let go of wanting to control what's happening or being right or any of that stuff. And it's a daily struggle. Sometimes you get it. Sometimes it's like, I got it. Sometimes you go, oh man, I got to do a better job at this.
Right. But I think the upside is when we do fall off that wagon, we've been doing this long enough that we can get right back up on that wagon.
Yeah.
Versus falling off and where did the wagon go?
Right.
I was on the wagon, but the wagon left. Man.
I fell right on the wagon.
On the wagon, exactly.
Where can people follow you and find you? And if they want to reach out to you to bring you in as a speaker or just follow what you're doing, what's the best way?
My website is petermargaritis.com, and it's MARGARITIS.com. Yeah, I've told you, Jay, my last name's pronounced like a cocktail, but it's really spelled like an inflammation. It's like, it should be like gingivitis, hepatitis, laryngitis, margaritis. but where's the fun there? So we've always tried to pronounce it in a fun way, like a cocktail, right? So that's the best way people can reach me, or you can email me at peter@petermargaritis.com.
And on that website, you've got, it used to be Improv is No Joke, but now it's Change Your Mindset podcasts. And those are really great podcasts where you talk to improvisers, but also like business folk and other leaders in the community and how improv affects their life. And those are really great conversations. So I'll recommend those, and I'll put all of those up under this as well.
I appreciate it. And you've been a blast to interview the couple of times I've had you on. And actually, I had a guest drop off at the last moment. And my producer said, pull one from an old show. We'll just throw it in there. I said, okay, pull Jay Sukos.
No.
Didn't even think twice about it. Pull Jay's, and they dropped that in.
Well, you're the best, man. It's super fun playing with you. Always a pleasure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we'll see each other again.
All right, bud.
All right.
Thank you again. I had a blast.
Love you, man. I'll see you. Me too.
Love you too. See you, bud.